20 nach 11. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu The Stanley Parable. Die letzte Folge war wohl eine der besten Folgen. Wir haben Portal gespielt und Minecraft und Half-Life, alles gleichzeitig. Schaut euch auf jeden Fall die letzte Folge an, das war Hammer.
Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Wait, das hat bis jetzt noch nie gesagt. So, was können wir hier jetzt noch machen?
When Stanley came to a set of two
Open doors,
he entered the door
on his right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nee.
Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Immer noch nicht. Ich habe was anderes vor.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ich will da jetzt noch mal hin, da will ich durch die rote Tür.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thanks. Im Minecraft konnte ich da runterspringen, ist nichts passiert und jetzt tot. 20 nach 11.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The end is never the end. The end is never the end. Was das auch immer zu bedeuten hat.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not jump from the cargo lift if it is in movement. Können wir irgendwo runterspringen und überleben? Machen wir vielleicht da nach unten. Weil ich habe das Gefühl, man kann da unten durch dieses Door gehen, durch das B-Door. Ich versuche es jetzt einfach mal.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay. 20 nach 11.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Sind auch alle Nein, sind doch nicht alle Monitore aus, aber der ist jetzt aus. Und der da vorne ist jetzt auch aus. Also etwas ist jetzt anders. Die Frage ist, was?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
on his
he entered
right.
the door on it. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ja.
Standing now in this incredible room, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nein. Er ging mal wieder geradeaus.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ja, dann gehen wir halt nochmal da hoch. Mal sehen, was wir da machen
I
können.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Ich könnte eigentlich jetzt nochmal
There's someone
runterspringen.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Komm, spring! Oh nein, ich kann nicht springen!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
Man kann ja
Stanley
nicht
leapt from the
springen.
platform and plunged to his death. Good
Ich
job,
glaube, diese
Stanley.
Folge wird eine
Everyone
ziemlich
thinks
tote
you are very
Folge.
powerful.
Naja, was kommt jetzt? 20 nach 11.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Versuchen wir es
doors,
nochmal?
he
Ja,
entered
ja.
the door on his left.
Ich höre jetzt einfach nicht auf ihn und mache alles nicht so,
This
wie er
was
es von
not
mir
the
will.
direct
Vielleicht
way
kommen
to
wir
the
dann
meeting
weiter.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Ja, ja, ja.
Perhaps he
Können wir.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just
Nein.
to admire it.
Nö, einfach durch hier.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies
Kaffeemaschine.
in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nein, noch immer nicht.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5
So, und jetzt
years
gehen wir dann
ago.
nochmal hoch. Und diesmal springen wir nicht runter, weil wir nicht vergessen, dass wir nicht springen können. Ah,
I'm
komm,
not
mach.
your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ja, ja, kennen wir. So, und jetzt hier weiter.
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside,
Ja, waren wir auch
to
schon.
let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Ja, wenn ich jetzt abnehme, dann kommen wir wieder dieses blöde Dingens, wo wir die Tasten drücken müssen.
If you
Können wir
can
sonst was
truly
machen?
place your faith in another, then
Nicht
pick up the
ausschalten.
phone.
Warte mal, wir können wirklich nichts machen, außer das Telefon aufheben. Wir können nicht mehr raus. Aber ich will nicht wieder die blöden Tasten. Warte mal. Warte mal. Kann ich...
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yes, I did.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Was kommt jetzt?
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
Ja, was passiert jetzt?
None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real
was kommt
world.
jetzt?
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
What?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack and crack."
Okay. Und was? What? Practice. Und was muss ich jetzt machen?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Was? What?
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
What the... Egal. Okay, ich hinterfrage es einfach nicht und geht's wieder raus. So. What?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Nein.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay, ich kann ja also nirgends mehr runterspringen. Okay, was kommt jetzt auf uns zu? Okay, da kann ich nicht lang. Okay, weiter. Ja, die Uhr läuft noch nicht zurück. Okay. Ja, kennen wir hier.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Nein. Okay, und jetzt?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
What the hell? Okay. What? Texture Error oder was ist das hier? Ja, jetzt muss ich echt hier lang. Okay, und jetzt? Zeit läuft noch immer nicht zurück.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
No. No, please not. No. What? Was war das da für ein grünes Licht? What?
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Geil.
What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.